Okay, so let's start the next class. Next, we have Arden Dams. So, as the name suggests, Arden Dams are made up of soil, okay, compacted soil. And what is an Arden Dam? Let's see. An Arden embankment is a raised confining structure made up of compacted soil. The purpose of an Arden embankment is to confine and divert the storm water runoff. It can also be used for increasing filtration, detention, and retention facilities. Arden embankments are generally trapezoidal in shape and most simple and, economic in nature. They are mainly built with clay, sand, gravel. Hence, they are known as art filled dams or Arden dams. Okay, so Arden dams are made up of clay, sand, and gravel. That's why it is known as Arden dams. They are constructed where the foundation or the underlying material or rocks are weak to support the machinery, them or where the suitable competent rocks are at greater depth. They are relatively smaller in height and broader at the base. So they are constructed where a foundation or the underlying material or rocks are weak to support the machinery dam, and this is the upstream, this is the downstream of a dam, this is the top width, this portion, this is the foundation cut off, this is the impervious strata, this is the toe. Generally this is the dam portion. Okay, this portion is a dam. This is a freeboard, transition filler, wave protection riprap, core. These are the various parts. Okay, reprep, transition filler, reprep protection filter, oh sorry, transition filter, internal drain, filter, toe drain, and toe. So this is the cross section of an upstream, oh sorry, cross section of an Arden dam. Components. So what are the components? Number one is shell, upstream fill, downstream fill, or shoulder, or it is called shoulder. These components of the earthen dams are constructed with pervious or semi-pervious material, upstream or downstream of the core. The upstream fill is called upstream shell, and the downstream portion is the downstream shell. Upstream blanket. It is a layer of impervious material laid on the upstream side of an earthen dam where the substratum is pervious. To reduce seepage and increase the path of flow, the blanket decreases both the seepage flow and excess pressure in the downstream side to them. A natural blanket is a cover of naturally occurring soil material of low permeability. Next is drainage filter. What is the function of drainage filter? It is a blanket of pervious material constructed at the foundation to the downstream side of an Arden dam to permit the discharge or seepage and minimize the possibility of piping failure. Cut-off or cut-off wall or cut-off. It is a wall, collar, or other structure intended to reduce percolation of water through porous strata. It is provided in or on the foundation. The next is riprap. What is a riprap? Broken stones or rock pieces are placed on the slopes of the embankment. So let me see which portion is the riprap portion. This portion is the riprap portion. In the figure, you can see this is the riprap. Here, in both the upstream and downstream side is the riprap portion. Okay. So, broken stones or rock pieces are placed on the slopes of embankment, particularly at the upstream side for protection and slope against the action of water, mainly wave action and erosion. Core wall membrane or core, it is centrally provided fairly impervious wall in the dam. It checks the flow of water through the dam section. It may be compacted by puddle, clay, masonry, or concrete built inside the dam. Next is toe drain. It is a drain constructed at the downstream slope of the Arden Dam to collect and drain away the seepage and to collect the water, and it is drain off. Okay, so function of toe drain is to drain the water, seepage water. Next is transition filter. It is a component of an Arden Dam section which is provided with core and consists of intermediate grade of material placed between the core and the shell. And it is served as a filter and prevent lateral movement of fine material from the core. Let's see what are the advantages, disadvantages. The design procedure is straightforward and easy. The advantage of Arden dams. Local natural materials are used. Number three, comparatively small establishment and equipment are required. Earth-filled dams resist settlement and movement better than rigid structure and can be more suitable for areas where earth movement are common. Next is disadvantage. An Arden embankment is easily damaged or destroyed by water flowing on over it. It does spillway and adequate upstream protection are essential for Arden dams. Design constructing adequate spillways is usually the most technically difficult part of any dam building work. Any site with a poor quality spillway should not be used. Next is it is not adequately compacted during construction. So the dam will have weak structure and it is prone to seepage. Next, number four, Arden dams require continuous maintenance to prevent erosion, tree growth subsidence, and animal and insect damage and seepage. Types of Arden dams. So there are some classification, different types of Arden dams. Based on the method of construction, it is roll fill Arden dams or hydraulic fill Arden dams. What is roll fill Arden dams? In this type of dam, successive layers of moist or damp soil are placed one above the other. Each layer not exceeding 20 centimeter in thickness and properly consolidated at optimum moisture control. It is compacted by mechanical roller and only the next layer is laid. That means it is built one after another layer. Okay. Next is your hydraulic fill iron dams. In this type of dams, the construction, excavation, and transportation of the earth are done by hydraulic methods. Outer edges of the embankment are kept slightly higher than the middle portion of the layer. During the construction, a mixture of excavated material in slurry condition is pumped and discharged at the edges. This slurry excavated material and water consist of coarse and fine material. When it is discharged near the outer edge, the coarser material settle first at the edges, while the finer material move to the middle and settle there. Fine particles are deposited in the central portion to form a watertight central core. In this method, compaction is not required. Next classification is based on the mechanical characteristics of the earth material used in making the section of the dam. Number one is homogeneous earthen dams. So what is homogeneous earthen dams? It is composed of what kind of material? Okay, excluding slope protection. The material used must be sufficiently impervious to provide an adequate water barrier and the slope must be. So, in this type of homogeneous earth level earth dams, there is a drainage filter is given to filter of the water, seepage water. Okay. Zoned earthen dams. It consists of a central impervious core surrounded by zones of more pervious material called shales. These pervious zones or cells support and protect the impervious core. So, this is the figure of impervious dam. Yeah, okay, so zone earthen dams. This type of dam is okay. Zone earthen dams, the figure is like this one. Next is diaphragm iron dams. This type of dam is modified form of homogeneous hard dam which is constructed with pervious material with a layer impervious diaphragm in the central part to prevent the seepage water. The thin pervious diaphragm may be made up of pervious clay soil, cement, concrete and masonry or any other pervious material. The diaphragm can be constructed in a central portion. This is a diaphragm constructed in the central portion. This is the pervious foundation. The main difference in zone and diaphragm type is depends on the thickness on the impervious core or diaphragm. Thickness of diaphragm is not more than 10 meter. So in diaphragm hardened dams, there is a diaphragm in the middle of the dam. Design criteria. So there are some design criteria for the safety of an R dam. You can see there are one, two, 3 points. Okay. Okay. The design of Arden dams. What are the parameters of design of an Arden dams? One is top weight, freeboard, settlement allowance, casing or outer shell, cut-off drains, and downstream drainage system. These are the these are the 6 parameters we require while designing an Arden dam. So top weight, what is the criteria? The top weight W should be such that it can enhance the practicability of the and protect it against the wave action of earth wave shocks. It depends on W equal to H divided by 5 plus 3 for very low dam. And next is freeboard. It is a vertical distance between the top of the dam and the fully supplied level of reservoir. So these are the recommendation of freeboard. Generally 2.5 meter above the top of the gate. These are the parameters, design parameters of cutoff drains, downstream drainage system. Cases of failure. Hydraulic failure is about 40%, seepage failure 30%, and structural failure 30%. So these are the causes of failure of RNF. Hydraulic failure, seepage, and structural. What are structural? It is about 30%, seepage failure 30%, hydraulic failure 40%. Failure by spreading, failure by sliding, failure by sliding the foundation, failure due to settlement of foundation, downstream shape, downstream slow failure by sliding, upstream slow failure by sudden drawdown. So these things you study yourself, not very important. Okay. Next is now bar attempts. Problem we don't require. We are not doing problems. Design of arc dam. So what is an arc dam? Arc dam. The structure of an arc dam is an arc-like structure. You can see the figure. The topmost portion is the shape is arced shape. Okay. And these are the various components of an typical arc dam: base width, central angle, downstream face. And there are various types of arc dams. Okay, so another important topic, that means there is a chapter named diversion headwork. Okay, so about diversion headwork we'll discuss in the next class. Not discuss today about diversion headwork. Okay, so about arc, I will give you the notes. You study yourself. Okay, what are the classification? What is the purpose? Sorry, what is the advantage, disadvantage of arc dam? Okay, advantages, disadvantages. This is the components of arc dam. You study these things yourself. So respond your all calls. Teshovino Crow,
Yes, ma'am.
Keo Chonu Chotu,
Present, ma'am.
Keo Hono Chotu. Yes.
Present, ma'am.
Memisam Debarma,
Present, ma'am.
Merolin,
Present, ma'am.
Onyam, Nivia,
Present, ma'am.
Shenjam,
Present, ma'am.
Lyricking Bam Zeshila,
Present, ma'am.
Kevijito Keo, Keo, Kevejito, Oh, sorry. Kaiser Vito. Absent. Wilson Debarma. Wilson. Imzangayar Kichu. Absent. Zoda SM.
Yes, ma'am.
Benishan.
Yes, ma'am.
Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
Tokchom.
Yes, ma'am.
Deepak.
Yes, ma'am.
Adam. I have. Okay. Gyani Zama. Gyani Zamatia. Zeshan. Zeshan Khiri. Kasi. Losong. Kasi Losong. Pranay Chakraborty. Mengya Ikha.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Rupasri. Madhusmita. Yes. Madhusmita Aloy.
Yes, ma'am.
Imliangar Jamir.
Present, ma'am.
Pokhoto.
Present.
Kilitoli.
Present, ma'am.
Noximongla Zamir.
Present, ma'am.
Walushan Jamir.
Present, ma'am.
Kishan.
Present, ma'am.
Margang Mayak. Margang. Minging Partin. Margang absent. Minging Partin. Absent. Omid Pangang. Absent. Fiba Lahun Thaba.
Present, ma'am.
Lanu Temzen. Lanu.
Present, ma'am. Present.
Oh, sorry. Razu. Razu, are you
Present,
there?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Raju present. Vika Chohe.
Present, ma'am.
Likha Tagu. Yes. Likha Tagu. Absent. Say Vito Nenu.
Yes, ma'am.
Che Vito Nenu.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Che Vito Nenu.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nanu Padong.
Yes, ma'am.
Christina Noppi.
Present, ma'am.
Toko Totu. Toko Totu. Absent. Febina. Present.
Yes, ma'am.
Zesnelin.
Yes, ma'am.
Markar Ite.
Present, ma'am.
And Puritemi.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone left? Notes is not available. Notes I'm going to upload, but till now I have not uploaded any notes in ERP. Okay, but I can share. Okay, then thank you.